What's up, guys? It's Junaid on the live stream. Let's play some music before we get into. If you hear this music, give me a thumbs up. This is a soundtrack or audio that we use for podcasting, for our podcast episodes. Actually been using this since 2018, and it's a soundtrack or a technically a soundtrack that was created by my good friend, whose name I'm escaping right now. It's kind of sad, and it's sad, but it's probably because I don't really talk to this friend anymore, or rather, he doesn't talk to me anymore. We kind of dropped off a few years ago, and I've tried and tried. I've not been able to connect with him again. Wishing him all the best. He's a musician. He got me introduced to Backstage, and regardless, it's a cool track. And let's shut it off and play some other thing. This is Avarici from what's a company called Stream Beats. So anyways, the reason I'm here is because I wanted to talk about how to get rid of glares, and you can probably see all of this glare in my glasses. And yes, it's very annoying. And if I tilt my head even higher, you'll see the glare of the lights. Now, a lot of times what people will do is they'll have lights right in front of them because they want to light their faces up, right? But that's not how proper lighting works. And that kind of works only if you don't have glasses. And for up until a year ago, I didn't really wear glasses, so everything would be just fine, and I could, show up like this and everything's fine. But as soon as I started wearing glasses so I could see my text better and sharper, I started noticing these glares on my glasses. I'm like, okay, how do I fix this? This is very annoying, because we're in front of computer screens all the time, especially when we're working or when we're on these phone calls. So how do we adjust for the audio, or how do we adjust for these reflections? So the simplest trick that you might not even have thought about, now this trick can be done on your Mac or on your PC, and simply what you do is you change the way your computer shows you the stuff. So what do I mean by that? Let me share my screen. I don't even know if I have the right screen set up over here, but let me show you this on a Mac, and this is going to help you figure out, hey, what do I need to do? How's this gonna work? So here I have, not yet. Everything is locked. Let me fix this real quick. I know there's no pausing in live streaming. There we go. I'm just updating some text over here so that you will see what I mean as soon as I show it to you. And of course, that text is also locked. Let me move it over and then lock it again. All right, so here's what I am talking about. So here's my appearance window on my Mac, and you'll see here that I've got the appearance mode of light. Now, usually you would have it on auto, or you would have it on light or dark. But because I'm working on the computer in the daytime, it's a light mode because it's bright out, light out, and you can select your colors and whatnot. So all I had to do to update this and remove the glare from my screen is to simply choose the dark mode, and you'll see that suddenly there's no more glare in my glasses. Like, dude, that is all. That is the simplest trick that I've got to share with you to remove the glare from your glasses. Now, you might be wondering, but Junaid, I don't like dark mode. Well, my friend, I didn't like dark mode either. And I decided that, okay, if I'm going to be wearing glasses and I want to see text clearly and I want to show up on camera on a daily basis, on my podcast recordings, on my video recordings, my marketing videos, my course recordings, Zoom calls, you name it. Any time that you show up on video, on camera, that glare was going to be there. It wouldn't go away. So I was like, okay, let's switch from, and I'll show this again to you. Let me go back to that screen. So go back from light mode. See all the glare? I'm going to adjust this in live view. Unlock these screens. I just want to adjust it a little bit better. Give me a little more room on this stage. So yeah, that's it. Just go from light mode to dark mode, and voila. Light mode, all the glare on your screen, to light mode, and boom, they're completely gone. Now, yes, I do have shadow being casted from this frame, this beautiful frame, onto my eyes. So then I had to adjust my lighting as well. So again, I had to adjust the lighting a little bit to where it is. Right, so I had to set it to a certain brightness so that that shadow is not affecting. Plus, I had to add another set of light over here. So if I were to go back to this scene and show you, I had to add another set of light over here. Added another light over here that you can't really see. It's just right up there. And other lights over here. So these are much higher up, hanging from the ceiling, and then they're pointing down so that I can, get that right kind of lighting. And the other issue that's recently started happening is my camera loves to focus on the microphone and my face is out of focus. So let me just fix that real quick. So there you have it. Really cool to get that glare out of your setup from light mode to dark mode. Voila. I see a comment from Dan Morris. He says, yeah, that's pretty good. I have to figure out how to get the glare from circle light, which is in front of me. Dan, I totally agree. Those circle lights are a PIA, and the only way to get rid of the glare of a circle light is to remove the circle light. I'm not a fan of circle lights mainly because they're actually designed for smartphones, and smartphones have a much smaller sensor, so they're not able to capture the glare as well. Maybe they do. I don't know. They're so zoomed in, and it's really, those circle lights are really designed for, let me tell you what they're designed for. They're designed for makeup. So when you're doing makeup, you're not really wearing your glasses, and you're able to, work on yourself and blah, blah, blah. So they work really well for that purpose. But when you're actually recording a video, you don't use those circle lights. You use proper light in your studio so that you show up professionally and more defined. I've got Sonata saying greetings, everyone. Thank you, Sonata, for coming on. So awesome to have you. We're talking about how to remove glare from your videos, especially because a lot of the times we're using these massive monitors and computers in front of us. And I'll show you. Right, so I've got 3 monitors in front of me. And if I have a brightly lit screen, so let me show you. So here, everything is blown out. So it's bright over here, but you'll see as soon as I turn dark, the camera can actually also see it. And lighting. Sonata's got a good point on the circle lights there, designed for your hair. No need to go to barbers no more. You'll have to explain to us a little more on what you mean by that. But again, the quickest way to remove glare, especially that's coming in from your computer monitor on your eye, is to go from light mode to dark mode. And when you do that, you immediately remove that glare, because monitors are usually sitting right in front of us, and because of the structure of our lens, which is more concave, or concave as opposed to convex, they're going to reflect that much more easily, as opposed to a flat light that's off to the side, off to the top of the monitor for you. So again, make sure that you're using the right type of lighting depending on the situation that you're in. Now, I've used circle lights before in the past. Let me see if I can pull up a photo of what that looked like, and kind of like also share my little journey on the studio. Let's see, studio light, and yes, I'm just doing a search on my photos library here. So it makes a sense. So Randy, welcome to the show, man. Thank you for coming on. Yes, thank you. That is a excellent tip. I wanted to pull up a photo of me in front of that circle light and what that looks like, and I was really fascinated by it. Right, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I can shoot video and I can shoot content, and what it actually did. So I'm going to share this scene of mine. Let me go to preview mode real quick and go to my screen share. Hey, see, when I moved everything around, I didn't adjust where the names fell. Let me just fix that quickly. Ooh. All right, so all I'm doing here, and let me back to live mode. I'm just bringing in this window, and I'm gonna change this to display my photos album so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, I went too far. Studio, and go to the bottom of this earlier shots of me using ring lights. I'd use a ring light over here, but it was so far away, you can really see what was going on. And let me adjust this layout here. All right, move this over a little more. All right, so that's the ring light. It's super bright, but because it was so farther away, I don't even know what that footage looked like anymore. Let's see, I had another setup over here where I was using that ring light, That's the only light that I had at the time. I do have these other lights you can see on the top left. Got my son hanging out over here. Was trying to do some footage, and this is a time when I was trying to record, and I was like shocked. I was like, how do I even start? Right. So that's how far the ring light was. And depending on the camera, you can kind of see what f-stop and what ISO I was using. But again, it was super bright, and I was using the white lighting. And even here, I have multiple lights. I have another light on the right over here. So again, I had multiple lights, and this was so far away that you couldn't really tell what the camera was seeing. Let's see. So this is way before I actually recorded a ton of content in my space. But yeah, that's where I use the ring light. This is my initial studio back in the day. This is September 19th. This is what my office actually looked like. And this is the same room. This is the same exact room. And once I was like, okay, I need to make sure that this comes out right. I need to spend some time on what it's going to look like. Got Sonata here saying, good tips. Thank you for sharing with us today. Absolutely. Happy to help. This is what I want to do. I want to make sure that when you show up on camera, when you are live, when you are recording content for your audience, for your people, you want to show up the best way possible. And yes, sometimes you start at a zero. You start at zero, but you continue to level up. You continue to upgrade. Yes, Philip, so awesome to see you. Back in the day, good old setup. Let me showcase that little studio of mine. I wouldn't call it a studio. I would call it my office, right? So it was my like little office over here. All sorts of random things in here. I was trying to light up my space because that's all I saw. You'll notice that there is no webcam on top of my monitor here. No webcam because I didn't do video. I only did audio podcasts. So here we are with the new setup. If I were to switch to this camera, this is the other side of the room, and this is the side of the room that you were seeing in that photo when I shared it earlier. Shanada says, you're very good at this. Well done. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And I've got Miss Mohammed Ridwan Ahmed saying, hello, my friend. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Thank you so much for jumping in to this live stream. And I see most of these comments are coming from Facebook because Facebook is my favorite platform as well. I know it took me a while to get on there, but it's been absolutely an amazing platform. It's helped me create so many connections and connect with so many people over the years. Absolutely love it. All right, so here we are, and I'm gonna answer any more questions if you have any, and if not, we can wrap this up. But if you just want to hang out and talk about the weather, let's talk about the weather. How's the weather been in your area? Where are you commenting from? Please drop it in the chat. It'd be really awesome to kind of learn where everybody's coming from. I am here in the Northern Virginia area. And I want to show some of the behind the scenes of how I started moving stuff around in my studio space. So let me go back to that share. So here is one of the earlier, earlier time when I was leveling up the studio space. I was like, okay, I need to have a desk here. I had this other large desk here. My bookshelf was sitting on that side. That same bookshelf is actually now behind me. Gastinata from the UK coming in. It's getting... Wow, I don't know why the text is so weird on here. There we go. We'll fix that there. Got Sonata coming in from the UK. Thank you for joining us. And then I'll continue to show you some of the other rooms. Here's the stand-up desk. We got Phil Hill from the hot Wisconsin. Hot Wisconsin. I thought Wisconsin was a super cold state. I guess you do have some more weather out there, right? All right, let's see. So this is the first microphone I had that I started with, and you'll notice, what is it? It's the Blue Yeti. This is the microphone that I ask everybody to. Not today. It's not hot today. It's not cold today. It's hot. Yeah. So this is the microphone that I tell everybody to get away from. It worked for me earlier in my journey because I didn't have anybody else in the basement. I didn't have anybody else in the room or around the room because everybody's at school, right? When everyone's at school, it kind of worked out because it wasn't capturing audio from the other room. And then as soon as the pandemic hit, I started noticing that I could hear the kids playing in the other room. And I love my kids playing in the other room. Yeah, that's the Blue Yeti, right? I had that back in the day. And then I switched to this microphone that I'm now using. Thank you again, Sonata. So that's the microphone that I used back in the day. If I were to zoom out, this is the wall. That putting up that wall was so much fun. And if you look at my space now with the side angle, that's that same wall. I added a whole bunch of things here, from photos, posters, comic book covers, all sorts of things to showcase who I am. But that's where it all started, and I keep wanting to like rip everything out of here, and I even kick myself, like I should have painted the room the color that I wanted, because you could still see the yellow paint or the eggshell white paint. Got these green borders on the floor. Like it's still in the studio, that's the same look, but I had to go and change all of that. And you can see some close-up scenes. I had the 3 different cameras that connected, and you can see the desk moving up and down and showing you the different camera angles that I had. And these are full frame cameras. The A10 Mini over here. I even have a little Apple TV sitting back there. And once I turn the TV on, you can see, oops, the TV's not working. So it's kind of crazy, but you can see the different cameras coming on, and I can switch using the A10 Mini over there. So yeah, lots of learning moments over the years, and setting up the space. This is the earlier version with the light overhead mounted, and and then I also mounted the camera onto the desk. You'll notice over here. All right, let's go back here. Got a nice comment for Sonata. You just need to add my books and journals to your bookshelf. Absolutely. Please drop in the link to your books, Sonata, and I'll be happy to get some in my bookshelf. And not just my bookshelf, but on my desk, so I can actually read the book and use the journal. So thank you so much. And yes, thank you so much. It does look amazing. I love it. I love the space. And if you're interested in learning how to get even a little bit started on how to make this happen, I've got a 5-day challenge that I did. It's a recorded session now. You can go and access it right now if you're interested in. I've got videos recorded in there, and you can even come jump in to that 5-day challenge and check it out. So I'll share the link here on the browser or the stream. It's homestudiomastery.com/5-day. You can sign up right now if you're interested in and learn more of what you need to do and what you need to look into when you're looking to building your space. All right, Sean Faber's saying, how do I remove the glare? He missed the trick. All right, let me showcase it again real quickly. All right, so here's the glare. So you see the little glare on my glasses over here from the windows that I've going on over here. And you see the glare in here. So all of this glare is coming from my computer monitor. And yes, we all use, these massive monitors and they display this glare. But as soon as you change from light mode to dark mode, it's going to go away. So I'm going to share that screen of what that looks like here so that you can also do it on your screen, on your computer. Let's fix this guy. I'm just fixing the screen share so you know exactly where to go. All right, go live, publish. So here we go. This is how you do it. So on your Mac or on your Windows, you have the ability to change your appearance from light mode to dark mode or auto. Most of the times it's probably on auto, and depending on the time of the day, it'll either show it show light modes screens or layout windows, or dark mode depending if it's nighttime. So in light mode, you'll see all this reflection. Now, if this was totally fine when I didn't wear glasses, right? It worked just fine because there's not a huge glass in front of my face, although you can see a little bit of glare in my eyes, but that's natural. As soon as I put these glasses on, boom, that's it. So as soon as I choose to dark mode, boom, those glares are gone. I do have one window that has a bright background, so if I just hide it or use it a different time, it's gone. Sean Faber's, you're hilarious, my friend. He says, where we go. Sean Faber says, dark mode. Oh my God, just goes to show how much I overthink everything. Sean, it's not just you, my friend. It's everyone. We all overthink so much about every single thing. So I'm glad that you mentioned that here. I don't like this. Text margin is so large. Let's bring this to 0. Corner radius. I'm just playing around with the... Oh, there's the border. Okay, it's weird. I'm just going to take that border off and bring that text margin just a little bit. But yeah, that's so true of how much we overthink about things when it should be the simplest thing ever, right? It should be the simplest thing ever on what to do. So, okay, this is much better. I like this one. This layout. Increase the size of the frame. So if you don't know what app I'm using Ecamm Live to showcase this show. Go to back mode. I'm using Ecamm Live to showcase these comments on here, as well as interact with you. And yeah, it's so cool. So TJ Hayes had missed the trick. So here it is, my friend. It is called dark mode on your computer. So you switch from light mode to dark mode, and boom, it is completely gone. Jesse, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on, my friend. Super excited to continue to learning from you over the years. And we got Daniel Dangerfield Hall tuning in from Maryland. Dude, we are so close to each other, Daniel. We need to definitely meet up in person. I'm planning on a in-person meetup in Rockville for podcasters. So if you're interested, I will, send that invite out when we do plan to do that. I'm also doing a mastermind, a podcast mastermind in DC, August 14th. So if you're interested, come on down. It'd be really fun to have you there. And Sonata says, yes, practice makes it better each day. Absolutely. The more you practice, right? The more you practice, the better you get at it. And holy smokes, one thing that I just still can't get over is how clean this setup looks. So every day that I come, yes, Rockwell, we're gonna have so much fun. So Sonata, every day that I walk into my office, this is what it looks like. Let me do another demo. So I'm gonna turn off the studio lights. This is what I walk into my office. I'll turn on the lights from by the door, and I've got the lights on. So this is what I walk into, right? And when I'm ready to showcase and when I'm ready to do the podcast, I simply tell Siri, and watch this. Got my phone up right here. Hey Siri, studio time. How about that? So yeah, I am absolutely amazed by every single time that I get to do that, and how sharp that I look on camera. It's just so humbling, right? It's the simplest thing that we can do, and it just shows. It goes to show that a little bit is gonna go a long way. So Daniel, yes, there's a really powerful studio, really amazing studio in Rockville. My friend Charlie Burney, who we did a podcast episode together just a couple of months ago. We're gonna be hanging out at that location. And I'll show you what that studio looks like. Let me pull up this in another app. I'm doing all these on the fly things because it just looks so cool. That's not it. All right, so here's the studio. Let me create another share window here. Duplicate this. Duplicate the other one, man. Not, yeah, there. Okay, so I'll just update this one, although I don't want to. So again, dark mode, light mode. Safari share, my old studio, and then this is the studio that we went to. That's the old studio, and QuickTime Player. Yep. So this is the studio that we're going to be meeting up in when we do plan to make that happen. But that's the studio that I went and got to talk with my friend. This is the video from that shot. Yeah, I did not plan to do any of this. Here's the shot from... Wait. Yeah, so here's the other shot of that camera, and then this is the camera shot. So this, again, it's a 3-camera setup. And you can see the 3 camera angles, kind of like what they're laid out. And I was like so blown away. I got to hang out over there. So Daniel would love to connect you there. And yeah, man, it's absolutely awesome. Shinada, thank you so much and please tell me how to pronounce your name. I've just been saying it like I see it. Sinada, or is it Shinada? How is it? Let me know. I'm learning a lot from you today, so thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Now, you keep putting the exclamation point, at sign, exclamation point. Is that an emoji that I cannot see here on this, or is it something else altogether? So please type that in when you get a chance. So awesome to have you guys here. I know this is like an impromptu live stream. I love doing these because I get to connect with you in another way as well. Like, I love creating those posts and images on my Facebook and the LinkedIn. But it's really good to again connect with a human to human, and have these conversations about the importance of podcasting, about the importance of being here, of being available to our audience. It's got a special meaning. All right, cool. I would love to know what that special meaning means, Shanada, so that we can learn more from you. All right, guys, it's been 36 minutes, and I want to share something else with you, right? So I've been playing with this platform, and now that we've gotten over how to get rid of the glare, I'll do another demo real quickly. So I've got glare because I'm using the light mode, and all these windows lit up, and it's kind of getting I'm still trying to get adjusted to this, and I'm just going to go back to dark mode, and boom, the glares are gone. So last thing I've been playing with is, number one, you probably noticed that I'm not wearing my red maroon jersey anymore, and that's because I've made a conscious decision to show up more professionally, matching the look of my space. And we all want to show up professionally, and this is the quickest way that I can find, right? So when we show up in person, you show up in the best clothing, so why not do that on camera as well? Anyways, thanks so much, everyone, for coming on. Sinead, Daniel, we had Jesse, Sean, TJ Hayes, Usman, Sean Faber, Philip Hill, everybody. Thank you so much for having this chat with me. And Philip Hill, of course. Philip, I need to jump on those TikTok lives and have some conversations, but this has been a really joyful morning for me. I'll be getting ready to record some more podcast episode later today, and I know we celebrated recording episode 800. I'm already at episode 805 with the conversation that I've had with friends and people on the show. All right. Thank you so much again, and it's been a lot of fun here. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the weekend that's coming up, and if I don't see you later this week, I'll see you next week. All right, take care, and I'll talk to you later.